Hey guys, what's going on? As I hope you've all realised, we're going to be looking at smoke grenades and different ways to use them. Obviously there's the standard way like this, but I'm going to be covering other ways to use them, such as creating space or pathways with the smoke grenade, baiting out actions from your opponent, also using smoke grenades of course. And then lastly, how to use your smoke grenades after the team is already through a checkpoint, like say you're defending B here and they've already come through B main there in this kind of area, how you can use your smoke grenade effectively. I also won't be covering gimmicky one-ways or stuff like, did you know you can throw a smoke under vent without breaking it and stuff like that. That's not going to be in this video. So this round here is what I mean exactly by using a smoke grenade after they're already through the choke points. So you'll see here, Dupree goes down, so they know they're through monster, so Zipex throws his smoke here, which kind of prevents a whole avenue of walkway for them to get into water, which is a really strong after plant positioning. So they've got 5 players alive, they can't really just have 5 players sitting monster and short and hope to defend the bomb down. So you'll see here with this smoke up, delays them a little bit, they're trying to fight, but you see they end up having to jump through a smoke grenade, which NIP had to do in this situation because they need some control. You see Pith does it there as well, and they're just able to pick him off, give themselves a huge advantage, and this is exactly what I mean by using smoke grenades when they're already through the choke points. So another place you can do this is obviously the B side if you're defending there and the team, you know they're through apps, there's not really any point chucking your smoke in through there, or you're not really in a position to watch it, such as maybe you could throw a smoke back there but there's 20 seconds left in a round and you know they're going to be executing their push whether you smoke or not, and you're not really in a position to punish them for pushing through that smoke. So the one thing you can do obviously is drop a smoke like Zipex did. That would be the equivalent, I reckon. Lets you play a whole range of angles. Obviously you have an advantage if they try and push through. Obviously you've got to watch out for a truck depending how the smoke lands. You can play an angle like this. You can come out, get a bit more aggressive with it and then fall back. Or you can even sit right behind the smoke and wait for them to try and push through it. There's a whole range of angles you're creating just by dropping this smoke. One reason I hate it when in lower level play, players learn the bench smoke to prevent this angle being used. You're just, any good player, you're going to screw yourself over throwing that smoke. You're just helping them out. That being said, in that clip I just showed then, everything was smoked off like this. This would be the equivalent, I reckon, having something like this. Obviously, it's not exactly the same, different map. But the T side, NIP couldn't really push through anywhere, which made it a little bit differently. But hopefully you guys get what I mean by dropping a smoke here. Or you can drop all 3 of these smokes if you just have one smoke and you're the CT trying to anchor. It just creates space for you. Obviously, you can even drop one smack bang in the middle of sight, and it's just going to create extra angles the T side have to worry about, and extra angles for you to play around. Obviously, it's the same for them, but when you're alone and you're trying to take on multiple targets, having this extra angles created can help you out a lot. Now obviously there's heaps of other sites and maps, etc., where you can drop different smokes depending on the situation that other team's doing to do stuff like this. I won't be covering them all in this video. This is just an example with Mirage and Overpass with the clip of Zipex. If you'd like something like that, maybe covering more in depth this kind of topic, let me know in the comments below. So now creating pathways or using a smoke grenade to create a way for you to move around the site or move into certain positions. So here you see Zipex is trapped here, SK have good control of the site in a 3v4. So he throws this smoke grenade here, which with the smoke grenade SK already threw out, gives him a little pathway down the edge here. But one thing you'll notice is he doesn't overstep or go too far. If you step too far forward, in this situation SK would have been expecting it, and he'll get shot from the water position. And this is exactly what I mean here. Something very similar, like say the walkway was smoked off, and then say Zipex, he wanted to try and peek anyone who'd pushed under here, so or a player or something does something like this. So you're kind of blocking yourself off to sight, right, and you can maybe come and try and peek an angle like this, like getting shot from sight, but they're going to be expecting this. I mean, they see this smoke coming out, there's going to be a player waiting here, or playing an angle like this waiting for you, and this is a mistake I see a lot of players use. They think they're being sneaky with their smoke grenade, but they're really just making themselves more predictable, which is why I like what Zipex did. I mean, what he did was kind of predictable. I mean, why else would he throw the smoke here? But he made sure there wasn't a way to punish him because they had the second smoke there. He didn't walk too far out where he could get shot from water. They could see his feet. He stayed back here, just widened his angle a little bit, and you see what he actually ended up using for in the end is he was just closer to trade frag once they got information onto where the players were. And this is the way this smoke should be used, not really to go for some kind of silly solo play. I mean, obviously it can work, but I feel like decent players are going to read you unless you get lucky with your timing, or as I said, with the information from the teammates. That's when he was able to peek and really get the job done with getting himself in a slightly more advantageous angle using the smoke. Okay guys, so baiting the other team into doing what you want them to do, or tricking them into thinking they have a good peek or you've mucked up somehow. So for instance, let's say you're smoking off A main. You know the other team's got quite an aggressive AWP, so that smoke should be off a little bit. Yep, I missed it. So see there's a gap here on the left. They might think they got an AWP, They might think, okay, maybe I can catch someone rotating behind red or something like this. Obviously might throw the smoke a little bit worse than this to try and bait him into it more, but they might think, oh, I'm going to catch someone off, no one's really going to be holding this angle. Not really exposed to over there because the smoke grenade's down. But in reality, you've thrown this smoke, and they're doing exactly what you want them to do. I've done this quite a few times. It won't work all the time, but so that smoke goes down, they're trying to go for that same pick. You can be sitting here with your own AWP, and then as he comes around that corner to try and catch someone off guard, you're right there. You can say, bonjour, sir, and then, yeah, that's the end of his life. And that kind of thing will actually work. And it might sound a bit silly, but a lot of players will fall for that. Even at high levels, players are always looking for that pick, looking for that advantage on the T side, and you can often catch them off guard in that kind of situation. Another way you can use them to just funnel them or get them to what you want is obviously do something like this. Funnel them to certain situations. If I could throw a decent smoke grenade. But if you smoke there, they're going to think, okay, we can get into checkers now, we can get checkers control. When in reality, you might have some kind of really strong checkers set up. Someone playing these, or, just, I'm not going to, but in checkers or whatever, and this is exactly where you want them to go. They might think, okay, we've been gifted an opportunity to take checkers with using less of our own utility when, you can catch them off guard and they're doing exactly what you want them to do. And that's it for really baiting them in or like tricking the team, making them think you've stuffed up when in reality they're doing exactly what you want them to do. The last thing I wanted to cover is hiding in a smoke. The wrong way to do this is I don't want anyone to see me. They'll never know I'm here. Like, that's just stupid. You're gonna get killed in the smoke. The way to do this is when it's you think the other team's going to execute soon and there's not as many players alive or there's little time left on the clock. So let's say A main is smoked off, you've managed to smoke it off late with 20 seconds left. You know the other team has to run onto the site fast. If you're in a man disadvantage, say you only have 3 players left, you need a few kills here. You can walk into this smoke, the other team executes thinking we only have a little bit of time left, let's go fast, and you can just walk out and then probably not looking at their flank this quickly. Same within a 3v3 or something, they're not going to have as many players left checking behind them, so they're gonna have to use all 3 players to try and come out here and clear the site and get any trades going. Whereas you're actually in the smoke, they're probably not checking that. Whereas in a 5v5, you might leave a player behind to check this, a player in a main for after plant, something like that, and it's a lot harder to do this walking out the smoke kind of thing. And it's just kind of reading the other team, thinking, knowing when they're going to execute, and trying to catch them off guard. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend doing this, even if you think definitely sure the other team's going to execute, but it's 5v5 or something like that. They're more likely to catch you off guard. There's a lot more eyes looking around. But yeah, lower amount of players. Definitely give it a go if you need to get those 2 or 3 kills to get your team right back into the round. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.